Sometimes the best way to teach someone about science is to literally show them the concepts. But how do you do that without turning it into a lecture? Well, you could do what science theater does at Michigan State University and put on live demonstrations of scientific concepts. You heard right. Science theater, a student group that uses acting techniques to bring science to life. They've been at MSU since 1991, and in that time they've earned multiple awards for their performances, including Innovative Program of the Year in 2011 and the Student Outstanding Achievement Award in 2010 and 2016. Science theater does two types of performances. Live shows, which involve members doing the experiments in front of the audience, and hands-on demonstrations, where audience members get to try some experiments for themselves. The group gives performances across the state of Michigan. In fact, this year alone, they've been to 110 schools. So how do you put on a fun show about science? Well, let's find out.
It's making me sad. So are you guys excited about this? Yeah. I don't think you're excited about this. Are you guys excited about this?
I think a lot of the younger kids really just kind of like, sometimes they lose their minds over some of the demos we have, which is awesome. It's fun to see everybody just kind of like go crazy over, wow, like that just happened. I can't believe it.
Well ones are always really great, but then there's this other special kind of moment where you just realize that in that moment you had an impact on that kid's life. Those are the kinds of moments that really keep me going sometimes.
Grandma came up to me and said, I had to like drag my grandchild to this. She didn't want to come. She hates science. But after the show, she said now she wants to be a scientist and she wants to go to school and learn about science. And I thought that was really fulfilling for me.
It will be a little loud. So if you guys worry about loud noises, you cover your ears. There's going to be a pop noise. But it definitely won't scare Patrick because it's Patrick. Patrick's not scared of anything.
Easily, physics and chemistry, easily together, they make likely like half to 2/3 of all of our demonstrations. The rest of it barely covers biology, earth science, mathematics, engineering. A large part of that is because physics topics are really easy to present. It's not like you can run a 45-minute chemistry lab in a school and expect all the kids to walk away excited about the fact they just did a chemistry lab for 45 minutes.
We've been really trying to expand what we have in terms of like geoscience or biology or like human physiology. A lot of kids want to be doctors when they're growing up, but a Tesla coil is not going to teach them very much about that.
We have a forensics unit right now that is in the process of being turned into demos.
If we have a viable, we can do this demo, we just need these supplies, we can go get them.
We currently have an officer who's working on making a demonstration that talks about neurons. And I know that they're planning to make this demonstration using ping pong balls, pool noodles, rope. I'm excited to see what she's going to do with this.
Okay. We want the whole thing to freeze over, not just the top.
You make a list of the supplies you need, kind of make a prototype of what you want to do, and if it works, great. Put it on the list and teach everyone how to do it.
The very first thing I do is look at what we currently have. What areas aren't we covering yet? From there, I start to research it a bit. After I start to get a knowledge on the stuff, I start trying to think of where to expand with it.
What I try to do is expand on what we're lacking and what we've heard from students and teachers of I wish I could have seen this. In science theater, there's a great camaraderie and working with each other. If I don't know a biology thing, somebody else will help me with it. If they don't know a physics thing, I'll help them with that. A lot of times I try to find ways of getting kids more involved.
You are only going to have any one kid's attention for a demonstration for 30 seconds at most before they get caught by something else. So make it count.
Down of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. crushed a can.
Sometimes we'll start out demos like, do you guys like fire? And sometimes the audience just goes crazy and absolutely yes. Sometimes they're like a little confused. I'm like, are you really asking me if I like fire? If you're really into it and having a good time, excited about what you're doing, like know what you're talking about, those kind of things really help to get the audience involved.
We have to work to make sure we keep their attention. And so, adopting in like those theatrical techniques has really helped with that.
Ta-da, there's your answer. Can I finish the show now?
I was going to ask the kids to make hypotheses, Patrick. Scientific method. Does anyone have a hypothesis?
Can I please just finish my story?
Can I please turn the racquetball fingers? I'll do it really fast and then you can finish the story.
Alright, fine.
Please.
Fine.
Okay, does anyone have a hypothesis?
A lot of our officers and volunteers do end up being students who are interested in education. This is a perfect group, not only to get comfortable with education and teaching younger children, teaching K through 12 students about different topics, but it's also a way for them to teach themselves about those topics in fun ways.
We are MSU Science Leader. Thank you guys so much for coming to see us today.
One of my clearest memories of being in elementary school was something that we called Science Day. On Science Day, there would be a presenter or a group of presenters who would come in and show off some experiments featuring every topic from dinosaurs to airplanes. I don't really remember too much about the experiments themselves, but I do remember just how much fun I had watching them. Seeing science theater performed live reminded me of that. It reminded me of the wonder that I felt when I was watching these experiments. It reminded me of just how curious all of that made me about scientific topics. I don't remember every lecture I've ever attended. I don't remember every class I've ever been in. I don't remember every academic presentation I've ever been to. But I definitely remember one science day in my elementary school gym where I got to hold a boa constrictor in my hands. I'm certain that those who got to watch science theater perform will carry away similarly vivid memories and will have that same sense of curiosity that will drive them to learn even more. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. In the next video, we're going to visit a cafe where you can order a side of physics with your coffee. Thanks again, and I'll see all of you next time.